its 50th anniversary celebration. Second item, approve the annexation and plan of services for Shiloh Baptist at 1514 Pleasant Grove Road, map 76, parcel 53 and parcel 53.01. The abandonment of the right-of-way at 258 West Division. And the fourth and final item is to waive building permit, building plan reviews, plumbing fixture fees, and plumbing permit fees in the construction of the Operation Homefront Home being built in Walden's Grove for military service members and families or a wounded warrior. The public is invited to attend and, of course, comment on these four items. So if you would like to comment on any of these four items, I'd invite you to come forward at this time. If you have comments on any other topics, we'll take citizen comments again at the regular meeting. But if you want to comment on these, this is a public hearing that's required by law on these items for second reading. So I'd invite you to come forward and give us your name and address for the record, please. Come on up to the podium and give us your name and address for the record, and we'll get.
Yes, sir. Mr. Mayor, glad to see you again. Miss Sheila, you look the same as you did when I worked here. Yes, ma'am. You've done a lot for me, and I appreciate it.
Can you give us your name and address?
Yes, sir.
Just for the record.
Jay and Peggy Head, 1440 Pleasant Grove Road.
All right. You're recognized for 3 minutes, sir.
I got to talk fast. I've lived at my home there for 38 years. And I heard the gentleman up here presenting his plan, and I want to know what about the people who have sewage and everything? I've been trying for 38 years to get sewage, but it cost me a lot of money when they back that big truck up and clean it out and everything. Do we have any plans for people? I've been to the county, I've been to the city, I've been to everybody.
I don't know the exact area you're talking about. I assume I don't know Pleasant Grove Road out there. I don't know where that falls in our pocket plan, but we do have a pocket plan for sewer in the future.
And
but I don't know. I don't know if that's if you're in the city or outside the city. So that's going to all determine that.
And we need it very bad. And so do our roads. About several years ago, the late Mr. Fred Weston, I met him down here and I talked to him and everything. I told him the condition of Burton Court, which runs in front of my house. And he said, well, how bad is it? I said, well, you get my car and I'll take you up there and show you. I took him over and showed you. He said, when do you want it done? I said, well, as quick as possible, because it had only been paved one time, and that's when it was implemented there. So he said, well, tomorrow be all right? I just shook. I said, oh, yeah. Yes, sir, it'd be all right. I said, park your trucks and anything in my driveway and do it right there. And another thing I have, I'm 83. I got a letter in the mail. My property tax went up $500. I only make $1,700 a month. That's for my household, my gas, my food, my upkeep, and everything. Why am I handed something like that?
Well, I think, sir, that your property is in the county and not in the city, I believe.
Well, across the street from it is in the city.
Yes, sir, but that's a county property tax bill along with a county road. We're the city of Mount Juliet, so we wouldn't be paving that, nor will we be taxing you.
Somebody's taxing me.
Yes,
$500 a year right there.
They're taxing us as well.
Who is responsible? Is it voted on, or some gentleman, lady that said, hey, we're going to charge this man right here this much?
It's
I can't afford my medicine from Dr. Shearer down here.
Yes, sir. But that's probably not a result of a tax increase, probably a result of a reassessment. But I, again, not familiar with the county's process.
Well, now, is that going to some other group?
That's going to the Wilson County.
The whole area?
Yes, sir. Yeah, they meet in Lebanon.
Well, I just thought I'd bring it before you right there.
Yes,
and the gentleman's up here talking about taxes and everything. That's a dirty word. We got enough of it on us. And what Ray Justice talked about, it came from Washington there, Ray.
Yes.
You know it.
Yes.
And is there any way it can be helped? This gentleman right here has helped me right here. He lives 2 doors up from me. And I 2 doors down from Shiloh Baptist, a great, great church, pastor, and people that are there right there.
Yeah.
I want to give my compliments to them. I hope everything it passes and everything. And Mr. Kevin Corcoran right here is a big, big asset to that part of the country. So I'll go back to the drawing board then.
All right. Well, thank you for your comments, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Anyone else have comments on the 4 items that were read tonight for the meeting? All right, hearing none, we will adjourn the public hearing and reconvene at 6:30 for our regular scheduled meeting. We'll be starting the meeting in about a minute. Good evening and welcome to the Mount Juliet Board of Commissioners. This is our regular scheduled meeting for April 25th. I'll call this meeting to order. We declare our quorum is present. We have all 5 elected officials here. One is in the audience, but we have all 5 in place. I will, at this point, set the agenda as published. Well, actually, if there's no objections, we will move 9A, B, and C to the consent agenda. I hear no objections on moving those 9A, B, and C to the consent agenda. Okay. Other than that, we'll set the agenda as published. If you wish to follow along, we have agendas in the wire baskets next to the doors. We also have the agenda available on our website. You can follow along there. Have a 137-page packet, 12 items on it, and we will move as quickly as possible. But at the same time, make sure everything gets a fair hearing on that. With that, we'll move to our invocation and pledge. I'll ask our fire chief if he would come forward, Chief Luffman, and lead us in that invocation and pledge of allegiance.
If you please pray with me. Gracious God, thank you for the opportunity to glorify your name. Thank you for the beauty that we see in your creation. Thank you for the opportunity to care for the world and this city that you have made. We ask that your blessing would rest on this team, that would give this gathering of your people great vision and enthusiasm for their work. Please bless the efforts of their hands, the bonds between us all, and the influence of their work in this blessed city. Lord, as we plan and share together now, may you guide us by your Holy Spirit and lead us into the truth. We thank you for this past Easter season and what it means to your children for eternal life. Bless and keep safe those that protect and respond here and abroad. In Christ's name, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Chief. Our next item on the agenda is approval of minutes. These minutes are from our regular meeting on April 11th. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Hear a motion? And a second. Any questions, comments on these? Commissioner Mullally.
I would like, let's see. Sorry, I'm unprepared. When we were talking about the sewer, the resident on Northwest Rutland, I would like, if you'll approve it, I would like to have just a summary of my comments added to that, because I raised the question that, or the perception that it seemed like the city, and I know it's against the law for the city to force someone to annex, but I did make a comment that the perception was that it seemed to be an intimidation process for the city to kind of, hold that over their head. And if I was standing there, I would have thought that I'm not going to get my sewer permit if I didn't annex. So as just a brief summary of that, of my comments, I would motion to have that added so that it would be on record. Sheila can just summarize it the best she would like to. I don't have a certain worded, but so I motion to have just a base summary of my comments added in there, just so that it could be on the record. Yeah, just that if I put myself in their shoes, I would have felt like I was being intimidated, and sort of forced in a way, even though you can't do that legally, in order to get my permit. I would have felt like I didn't really have a choice, that I wouldn't get a permit unless I agreed to annex.
All right, that's your motion?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a second? All right, hearing no second, we're back to the minutes as presented. Any other questions or comments? All in favor of the minutes as presented, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The minutes carry. Excuse me, a carry, but we have one abstention. So that's 4 yeses and 1 abstention. Next item on the agenda is citizen comments. We will open the floor for 3 minutes. Anybody who would like to make a comment. This is a period to make comments to the commission. We can't answer questions from the table, but we are here to take your comments. You can make comments on any item that pertaining to the city. We just ask that they not be directly aimed at any one person or calling a person out, but we'll take any comments that you have tonight for us. Unlike the Planning Commission, this may be your one and only opportunity to make a comment. Once we get into the business of the agenda, I generally do not take comments there. So we'll open the floor for those. Okay, seeing none for citizen comments, we will move to commissioner reports and comments. At this point, I will recognize the vice mayor.
No report, Mayor.
Thank you. We'll move on to our District 2 commissioner.
Thank you, Mayor. Just got a short report tonight. Just first of all, thank you to the families that came out tonight for the waterworks. A review, I think, the stormwater is obviously, a big topic for our city. Just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, and also all the work and dedication that the board has, excuse me, not the board, but the actual Public Works has put into play for us. Let's see here. We've got, our communication director, Justin Beasley, is going to be putting out some more notification, but I was asked to go ahead and talk a little bit about Southern Farm Fest. That's going to be May 7th over on Lebanon Road from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. They're going to have everything's fun food and family for petting zoos and so forth like that over on Lebanon Road. For the folks that aren't familiar with it, it's over there right across the street from the new, it's the Dollar General right there on Lebanon Road. So first time that they've ever done this, open up their business, their home to the community, and anything we can do to support them and the local businesses is always a benefit to everybody in the city. So other than that, that concludes my report, Mayor. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Moving on, we'll move to District 3, Commissioner Hefner.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a few items. Sorry, I could not make the last BOC meeting. I was out on business travel. I did watch the BOC meeting, however. I gotta say it was hard to watch that annexation, that out of sewer city request. It's hard to watch that. I think in the end, everybody got what they wanted. May have been a different outcome had I been here, but needless to say, that was tough to stomach. Had a great chamber event this past week that I participated in. Thanks, Kenny Martin, for also participating in that. Jennifer, Public Information Officer, Justin Beasley was there. It was a recruitment. Mount Juliet Chamber of Commerce does more than just ribbon cuttings and golf tournaments. It's a very critical and crucial to the city of Mount Juliet and our economic growth. So anytime I've got an opportunity to support them, I'm going to do it. So, and I may have heard a rumor that I won that. So I don't know if that's true or not. I did win. So, okay. Excellent. So anyways, appreciate everybody that did participate in that. Also, MJ for Hope, Mount Juliet for Hope golf tournament. Appreciate all the sponsors and all the attendees that came out for such a great cause. Early voting ends this week on the 28th. Please reach out to your candidates. I encourage everybody to reach out, talk to the candidates, find out who they are, what they're about, and more importantly, what are they going to do to support you and your in Wilson County and work with the city of Mount Juliet. Budget season is here. I said I was going to keep this short. I never do. Budget season is here, so it's my favorite time of the year. So looking forward to some meetings coming up. And then last but not least, we have a food truck discussion that's sponsored by the Chamber that's coming up May 2nd. I encourage any citizens that are wanting to attend that. So that concludes my comments, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Next is District 4, Commissioner Mullally.
I was also at the Mount Juliet Chamber membership drive. Congratulations to Commissioner Hefner. I could say it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I even learned a lot too. And unfortunately, the fire department had some vandalism at their new station going up. That's very unfortunate. I really hate that. And I do hope that they're caught and held accountable. Starting this Monday, which is the first Monday of the month, BPAC is having their dinner walk, Monday night dinner walk. We'll be meeting at the City Hall here at 6 o'clock, walking probably to Slim Chickens for dinner and then back again. This Sunday, May 1st, is BPAC's Ride Mount Juliet, and we're meeting at the train parking lot at 2 o'clock. It'll be from 2 to 4. It's a free family event. Bring your little kids and their bicycles. Make sure you bring their helmets. There will be some giveaways and prize drawings. I think Velateers is giving away a free helmet to age 10 and under. We'll meet at the train station. We'll go up North Mount Juliet Road, cut down Woodridge, and make a circle back to the train station. As Commissioner Hefner mentioned, May 2nd, which is next Monday, the Chamber is having at 2 o'clock from 2 to 3 p.m. It's more of a business perspective, but citizens are also invited. If you own a brick and mortar and or you have a food truck business, you will want to be there. I have a flyer here. Just call the Chamber, 615-758-3478. I don't know where they are on their limited seating. I've not heard, but there is a limit on seating. So you may want to give them a call if you're interested in coming. May 9th, the following Monday, the Board of Commissioners is having a work session to discuss the food trucks. There will not be citizen comments. So whatever feedback that we gather prior to that work session will be discussed up here. I also have a survey that I've put out for the community. Just contact me and I will give you the link. And I'm fixing to post it tonight again to remind people on the social media if you've not already taken it. And that is on May 9th at 5:15 right here. It'll be a discussion. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Commissioner. For my comments, it's been mentioned once, but I was asked to mention that early voting is going on. The numbers have been kind of low, so there's some concern there. Election day is on May 3rd, so if you're a registered voter, I'd really encourage you to get out and cast a vote. Research your candidates and cast a vote on that. I saw a scout here earlier tonight. I think they've left. They left, but I saw one here. We always welcome our scouts, like to recognize them when they're here. Also, we'll point out that Everyone's Wilson is having an event in the park, and that's going to be on May 4th. That's starting at 5 with food trucks and starting at 6 with the National Day of Prayer gathering that they'll be having there at Charlie Daniels Park. Also, the Wilson County National Day of Prayer, the association that we have here in Wilson County, will have an event in Lebanon at 7 p.m. on the National Day of Prayer, which is May 5th. And we would encourage everyone that would like to attend either of those of your choice or both. And with that, I will recognize our city manager for his comments.
Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners. Thanks, everybody, for coming out tonight and those watching from home. I don't have much to add tonight, but I will say that I enjoyed the Chamber of Commerce recruitment event as well, and we tried very hard. Mr. Robinson, Chris Robinson is audience. He was just down from us as well, but Justin and I had a goal. It was one. We ended up getting three, but even at that, the two of us couldn't compete with Commissioner there. So well done. And there were some folks that just every time we turned, they had this bell that you rang when you brought somebody on board, and somebody at the bell was always ringing down there towards Commissioner Hefner. So well done on that. But a lot of folks been asking me about new businesses in the community. I know the commissioners get a lot of questions as well. There was one that we couldn't really announce. It's called Pop Shelf. It's going in the old Rite Aid building down here at the corner of Sebby and Mount Juliet Road. We had to wait per their request, but I think last week it made the local papers, so they had apparently made their announcement. That's a pretty cool little business. I think it's a great addition for our community. Of course, Whataburger, people have been asking about that. That's coming as well. We had to wait on some state Department of Transportation approvals. Mr. Barlow's, I think, maybe still in here, and Miss Jennifer, they're working hard on that, the Camel Car Wash. And we're very blessed in this community to have a lot of great new businesses coming. We also have a lot of wonderful, Mimo's was in here earlier, right here in our own community, Calabria. I say that wrong sometimes. Some people pronounce it different ways. In the Valley Center, blessed with lots of great businesses, mom and pop businesses. So I always want to encourage people to shop local. There's a lot of businesses out here that you might not have tried. For example, the old Courtney's Restaurant, the signage will go up soon for it. It'll be called the Paper Mill, which is another great addition to our community. So just everywhere you look, there's prosperity and blessings going on in this community. And I want to thank the elected body for the tools that you provide for staff that we can in turn return those back to the community. So thank you for being good stewards. And that concludes my report.
All right. Thank you, sir. I would ask one other thing before we get into the business portion. Our assistant city manager, you have a guest. Would you like to introduce him?
Yes, this is Kenny and I's new assistant, Christy Fike. She has been an employee of the city 7 or 8 months, 8 months. She was in the sewer billing department and she applied. So she was promoted to our assistant, and she is just sitting here tonight sort of observing what goes on to see your faces. And eventually she will be trained to replace me when I'm not around for meetings and
15,
stuff.
I think 15 to 20.
Yeah. Yeah.
That sounded kind of like you did.
Yeah.
Just saying.
We're gonna-
No, I didn't. I meant when I'm absent from a meeting.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
we were going to
I know.
appoint you to the 75th anniversary planning committee. So
That's right. We need help on that.
all right, with that, we'll get into the business portion of the agenda. So get started with our unfinished consent agenda, and I'll read these in for the record. We have 8.1, an ordinance to annex into the corporate boundaries of the city of Mount Juliet, approximately 26.66 acres, property known as the Shiloh Baptist Church, located at 1514 Pleasant Grove Road, map 76, parcel 53 and 53.01, and located within the city's urban growth boundary. 8.1, a resolution adopting a plan of services for the property known as the Shiloh Baptist Church, located at 1514 Pleasant Grove Road, map 76, parcel 53 and 53.01 in Wilson County, Tennessee, located within the city's urban growth boundary. 9A, an ordinance to waive certain building fees for building permits, building plans reviews, plumbing fixture fees, and plumbing permit fee in construction of the Operation Homefront home being built in Waldens Grove for military service member and family or wounded warrior. 9B, an ordinance authorizing the abandonment of the existing right-of-way of the former 3rd Avenue roadway at West Division Street. And 9C, an ordinance amending the fiscal year 2021-2022 budget, ordinance 2021-19, to appropriate funds for the city's 50th anniversary event scheduled for July 16, 2022. Is there a motion? Is there a second? All right. These items are on the table. Any discussion, comments? All in favor of the 5 items as read, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The 5 carry. That will complete our unfinished business portion, and we will move to our new business. We have 11.1, an ordinance accepting a donation from Active Life Chiropractic in support of the police K-9 program and to allocate the donated monies for the purchase of a ballistic vest and supply for the new K-9. Have a motion. Is there a second? All right, got a second. The item is on the table. Any questions or comments? Recognize our city manager.
Mayor, I'd like to recognize Dr. Dr. Bruner from Active Life. Thank him so much for stepping up. I can think many years ago when we first got our first K-9. At that time, it's called, I believe it was Abundant Life Church, I believe it was. It's the one that's on Pleasant Grove Road. Life Assembly. Life Assembly Church did the same thing many, many years ago. So we want to thank them for their generous contribution to the city and to our K-9 program.
All right. All in favor of 11-1, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? That carries. Next item on the agenda is 11-2, an ordinance accepting a grant from Firehouse Subs and appropriate funds to purchase gas meter for the Mount Juliet Fire Department. Motion and a second. Any questions or comments? All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? That carries. Next
Mayor, can I add
item is a, yes.
I'm going to add one thing on that too. If you ever need a bucket around your house, I encourage you as part of this program, they have what's called the Firehouse Subs pickle buckets. And when their pickles come in, the buckets are pretty cool. Actually, they've got like their official logo and all that on it, that you can buy the bucket. That money goes into a fund that helps support local fire departments across the country.
We
Pretty
did
cool
go
bucket.
through that one very fast, but that's very generous of them, and we do appreciate the donation.
Thank you, Mayor.
11-3, a resolution approving the agreement between the City of Mount Juliet, Tennessee and Tennessee Department of Transportation for Phase 3 of the Town Center Trail Project, Phase 3 of it and its signal improvement project, and Phase 2 of the Eastern Connector Project, and authorizing the mayor to sign the agreement. Have a motion? Second. Any questions or comments on 11-3? All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? 11-3 carries. 11-4, resolution approving an agreement between the City of Mount Juliet, Tennessee and Middle Tennessee Electric Membership Cooperative to relocate utilities for the South Green Hill Road Roundabout Project and authorize the mayor to sign the agreement.
Motion.
Have a motion? I'll second. Any questions or comments on 11-4? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 11-4 carries. 11-5, a resolution to approve a memorandum of understanding between the Regional Transportation Authority and the City of Mount Juliet for the maintenance of the Star Station and authorize the mayor to sign the agreement.
Motion.
Have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments on 11-5? It is an agreement for us to basically maintain the property. Yeah, it looks like it continues until it's canceled. There's a 30-day notice clause to cancel the agreement. Our city manager.
Mayor, I might add, in addition to the contribution that we give to the RTA, we have a great relationship with them. As a matter of fact, we were just at their meetings last week. This is part of our partnership that we maintain. I feel like it's probably one of the best looking stations in the county or in their entire region. So that's what it go to, is basically through our City Beautiful and Public Works partners to keep it landscaped, keep it looking nice, trash picked up, poles painted, things of that nature. So
I would like to know that this is the same basic agreement that Lebanon has for their stations.
All right. Any other questions or comments? All right. All in favor of 11-5 signify by saying aye. Any opposed? 11-5 carries. 11-6, a resolution declaring a vehicle impounded by the City of Mount Juliet Police Department as abandoned property and to sell proceeds to be distributed as allocated by law. Have a motion?
Second.
And a second. Any questions or comments? All in favor of 11-6? Yes, sir.
How long is the vehicle held before?
You have to get with the.
Oh, okay.
got an eager buyer.
Yeah. I think he's wanting to make an offer, Michael. All in favor of 11-6, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? And our last item on the agenda is an appointment. This is for the library board. It's a reappointment of Bobby Franklin. He comes highly recommended by the board, and he has agreed to serve. So at this point, we'll be reappointing Mr. Franklin, or Commissioner Franklin, I should say, to the library board. And I believe, and I'll confirm with our city recorder, that does not need a vote. Okay. Then with that, he was appointed to the board. That's going to conclude our agenda for the evening. So if there's, it may be a record. If there's no objections, we will stand adjourned.
Good
All right.
job.
Good evening, everyone.
Great job.
That's efficient government right there.